Hello there, Mad Mike here, and welcome back to the channel. Um, and today we're going to talk a little bit more about the film delays due to coronavirus. I'm not going to go over anything I went over in the previous video where I kind of just went down the list of major ones. I will add that Black Widow has been indefinitely delayed as of right now. They have not come to terms on what date they would like it to go at. Eternals has not moved, however, as I believe that has a November release date, so that is still set to go whenever when that release date comes up. However, the thing is that now a lot of people are kind of pushing, mostly the MCU fan base, is pushing to have Black Widow put onto Disney Plus. Now, here's there's pluses and minuses to doing that, and I'm using Black Widow as an example because it's a very big, high profile film, and Disney Plus is a service that is desperately in need of content. And other streaming services have put stuff out a little quicker these days, including, I believe, Frozen 2 actually went on Disney Plus a lot earlier than what was originally intended. So that was sped up, and then there's also been other ones like The Invisible Man and Birds of Prey. So they've been sped up, but the thing is, those films have been released. They've had some form of a release. It'll cut the tail end off of that release because a lot of theaters around the United States are closing right now. So it's going to take that, but it's already kind of made a lot of its money because it's had its opening weekend. Black Widow has not. It would just go straight onto the streaming service, so you don't even get that initial income. And assuming that, you would also be pulling it in other territories as well, so it would be a worldwide kind of thing. Now, I'm not 100% certain on what the budget for Black Widow is. I'd guess it's somewhere in the 150 million range, if not more. So to put that in perspective, we usually have the usual rule of take a film's budget and multiply it by 2.5, and that's roughly about what it needs to make to break even. So in terms of Black Widow, let's say it was made for 150 million. That means you would need 450 million before it actually starts making a decent profit. So when you take those numbers into consideration, how many people are you going to get that are going to subscribe to Disney Plus that aren't already subscribed to it, that are going to watch this movie? And the end result is you're not getting $450 million worth of people, or at least most likely not, especially from just this one movie. And that's not even counting up any of the other projects that have the potential to go on that as well. Mulan is another one that's being put out by Disney, which has now been, I don't think they've had a date for that as of yet when it's going to be premiering. I think that's still on ice for right now, but you have that as well, which hasn't even come out. So why wouldn't you start putting these things on Disney Plus and try and get some stuff up? Obviously because you would lose money, but here's the thing, is if you did put it on some form of a streaming service that you own, whether that's Disney Plus or Netflix or whatever, have it be a rental. Have it be a rental option. Because I think that if it's a rental option, people who have Disney Plus are probably going to watch it. I feel like if you do that, let's put it this way. If you put it on Disney Plus and people are joining Disney Plus just to watch it, then you're not necessarily, you're only getting that subscription number. You're not getting any extra income. So if you do that, then you can at least double that number in addition to the people that already have Disney Plus that want to watch the film and choose to pay, whatever the amount is to actually see the film, which I would assume would be somewhere around $5 to $6, maybe a bit more, because it is brand new. So you could make up a certain amount, but the thing is at this point, again, it kind of brings up the same quandary I had with No Time to Die. Is moving this date going to, are you going to be able to make that up in terms of the advertising money? Or is, how much is this eventually going to cost this studio to continue the advertising program for this film? There's, again, No Time to Die has done it. Fast and Furious 9, a full year almost of a delay for them. So, they're going to have a whole other year of advertising. They're probably going to have another Super Bowl ad this coming year, assuming we have a Super Bowl. So, there's a lot of stuff that's going on and going into that that really you can't 100% quantify. But the problem is you're losing money no matter what, and that's the real problem. But I think that some good faith would probably be good for Disney right now with their fan base, and maybe it would kind of boost their Disney Plus numbers a little bit, which they have been desperately trying to do. If they just unloaded maybe just one of those films, maybe not both, but maybe just one of those films onto the streaming service. I think Black Widow would probably be the bigger candidate for that because I shouldn't say that because I don't know necessarily what the estimates were for Mulan when that was going to come out, but I would probably be willing to bet money that Black Widow was projected to make more money than that than Mulan would be on their respective opening weekends. Um, so I don't know. I think you should at least put one on there as a sign of good faith. As for other streaming services, obviously we've had the Warner Brothers one, or not the Warner Brothers, but the Universal one with Invisible Man and Birds of Prey. Um, Actually, no, that's Warner Brothers and Blumhouse. But doing that with their streaming service, where you have the Invisible Man and Birds of Prey, um, so you can do it with a number of different things, and I think that more of these studios are going to have to gravitate towards this as the summer movie season starts creeping closer and closer and closer. Because if they can't get their films out in theaters, they're going to lose a colossal amount of money. And this also leads into something else that we've been talking about, which honestly, this is not how I pictured this happening, where the film industry would hit a crash. And it appears that we are going to see that play out in real time because the industry is crashing due to the theaters closing down due to coronavirus, not due to their own hubris weighing them down and destroying them. Which, again, I was not expecting this sort of an outcome for this to happen, but we could very well see a significant crippling of the movie industry over the course of at least this year, possibly next year, depending on how long this thing drags on. Uh, where they're going to be losing lots and lots and lots of money, and it's ultimately it's sad in a couple different ways because you can't really, even though I have problems with a lot of modern films, I still understand that there are people that work on those films, people that are not involved in the creative process, people that are just, there's a guy there to hold a boom mic. Or there's a guy there to work the camera, or there's a guy there to, be the set assistant or something like that, or the carpenters and the mechanics and stuff that work on the set, or the special effects people. All of those individuals, that's their living. That's what they do for a living. I'm extraordinarily jealous of it in certain ways, but that if the entertainment industry takes a hard enough crack, those people are going to probably lose their jobs if they're not, industry veterans, especially the younger ones who are learning the tools of the trade, so to speak. And that's, I think, what we got to see out of all this is that, yeah, it's kind of interesting to see Hollywood get its comeuppance, but there are kind of people that are caught in that crossfire. And again, this is nothing. This is not, as far as we know anyway, this is not human doing. This isn't. Hollywood has been leading towards this to an extent, but this is not. This isn't people screwing over people. This is a virus that is crippling everything. Everything's getting shut down. Restaurants are shut down. Grocery stores are losing stock. Nobody can find toilet paper or milk or bread. This is some pretty messed up crap that's happening right now, and I know it feels kind of weird for me, kind of bringing that up in an entertainment video, but unfortunately, this thing is so big that it just crossed over into every facet of our society because of the way that it kind of functions. And that's gone into entertainment now and into especially with the film industry, with the music industry. There was supposed to be so many music tours that were going on tour this summer, and they all had to, basically almost all of them have canceled, except for ones that I think had tour dates very late this year through October and November. But those all had to be canceled. You got schools shutting down and suspending semesters. There is a whole bunch of insane crap going on right now, but I think that it would probably be in good taste for it to follow along with some other streaming services, and maybe Disney just bite the bullet a little bit for some good PR and just release Mulan on there or Black Widow, depending. I think you should release one or the other. You don't have to release both, but one or the other is a good faith exercise. But that's just me. I want to know what you think about this. Were you excited for Black Widow? Were you excited? Are you excited for any upcoming movies this year? And if so, if those movies happen to be delayed or indefinitely, or their release dates are undetermined, would you like to see that particular film get put onto a streaming service for people to see, as opposed to trying to jumble and reschedule the date as best they can? Again, I want to know your thoughts, so put them in the comments below. Hit the bell for notifications, hit the like button, subscribe, and remember, I live my life free of compromise. Do you?